Hello and welcome back to PL2W. In today's video, we will be going over the final of the French Open, held later than it normally would be at the end of the year after the US Open because of coronavirus. But good to see the clay courts returning and Rafa returning to them as the king of clay, hoping to level Roger Federer's total number of Grand Slam wins. Roll the titles. Based on what's on the screen, it's pretty obvious to see that he did indeed do that in straight sets. 6-love, 6-2 and 7-5. The last set being fought back by Djokovic as he aimed to come back into it, but Nadal, the king of clay, having only lost to two people on the clay courts of France. Was it inevitable, Abe?
It wasn't inevitable 100%, but Nadal was definitely the favourite coming into this. I think he's brilliant. I think this was his 13th French Open title, if I'm right. And the guy's just a machine in France.
He's indeed. On clay in general. Yeah. And focusing on the serve section of the statistics, Djokovic was poor today.
Yeah.
1 ace as opposed to 4 double faults as opposed to 1. First serve percentage slightly beating Nadal's, but win on first serve, losing to Nadal by quite a margin, and win on second serve, losing to Nadal by quite a margin. He needs to work on that. On the clay, it's hard to serve, I know, but you shouldn't be having that issues.
It's a bit low for a Grand Slam final and multiple Grand Slam winners. Many are saying greatest player of our generation.
Quite right. And then looking on to some of the points and the games. Break points, Nadal taking 7 of 18 and Djokovic taking 1 of 5. Again, Nadal doing okay there, still beating Djokovic. Nadal ought to have got more, as did Djokovic for that matter.
Yeah.
And taking a look then at the max games in a row and the max points, and the points run and the games run. Nadal obviously beating Djokovic on points, and that goes to show the fact that Djokovic didn't win a game in the first set. 6-love to Nadal, and that reflects the games won 19 play 17. And then looking at the service points won and the service games won, again looking back to pretty hideous showing from Djokovic when it came to service. Service points won 49 as opposed to 56, and service games won exactly half. So it's just not good enough, is it?
No. I think, again, as I said, I think it's a new point. I think because Nadal's brilliant on clay, you can't really feel your way into the game, and I feel Djokovic was feeling his way into the game. Maybe with somebody who's not as prolific on clay, that might have worked, and he might have come away with a win, but it just didn't look right today.
Yeah, if we have a look at some deciding factors in the game, we can look, sorry, that's from the previous video, we can see straight away. So if we have a look at some of them, it's later, so the weather, what am I doing? The weather is obviously not as per usual because the clay season is normally over spring when it's a little bit more sunny, a little bit hotter, a little bit drier as well. And the French weather of an autumn probably not helping the conditions out on the clay, maybe making it a bit more slippery, perhaps just not what Djokovic was expecting going into the game. The other one, Nadal existing. The fact that Nadal was there at all probably didn't help matters. The service was poor from Djokovic. It just wasn't good enough, was it? If we look at some of the stats again, it just wasn't. It doesn't have the effect you would expect from the world number one. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, just a bit of a play on words here, but if you're looking at Djokovic, now if you're looking at Nadal's point of view, Djokovic existing would have made it a whole lot easier for him to win.
Yes, so we'll go on to the other side and we'll have a look at some of Nadal's points.
Djokovic just being there all round and just stopping up, making his life easier.
Clay experience.
Just a
He's
beast.
just the king of clay. I can't spell today. Experience. Can't type. We like typos. Yeah, I'll just stick that down the bottom because it is true. We like typos. We just do like typos. If you see our group chat, we do love typos. Clay experience. Service. Nadal just served a whole lot better, and returning as well. He seemed to. I watched the game. He was just much better, more forthcoming off of the back line. So if we have a look at, we say this is the court. Sorry, undo that. That's hideous. There we are. If we say this is the court, and we've got the trams, and then obviously have your service boxes. Sorry, the line shouldn't go over there. This is going well. Forget that. My point is, if we have a baseline here and the serve is coming in from Djokovic and the Djokovic serve comes in towards the tee, being a left-hander, obviously Nadal can get around that and send it off this way. But the thing I noticed with Nadal watching the game is that he came off the line quicker in terms of a thing called the Y movement. So when the ball goes up at the other end, you move the first step and then you can go that way or that way because you've had your split here. Nadal seems to actively use that more, and it's useful on clay. I've played on clay multiple times, and it is because of the slip on there. Djokovic seemed more sluggish again. If we have a look at what could be, his baseline with the serves coming in, Djokovic, the serve comes in, and because obviously it's left-hander and Nadal, the serve will often come into the tee or out far wide and do a body serve. Sometimes they'll come down the centre, but the returner isn't normally that hideous to stand there. He seemed more sluggish. He opened up on the line and then moved forward as opposed to moving and then opening. And on clay, when the ball is travelling at that different way with different spins, it just doesn't help,
Yeah, I mean, let's put it this way. For non-tennis geeks like Aaron, Djokovic was just worse in every way.
Yes, okay, let's write that out. So, Djokovic.
Summary.
Djokovic. Nadal. Hopefully you know basic maths. Nadal is more than Djokovic in every way. No, that line shouldn't be there, no. Djokovic versus Nadal. Yeah. It wasn't the sort of match we'd be expected to see. I mean, Djokovic versus Nadal in the French, not on the French Open, sorry, at Wimbledon. Well, not at Wimbledon, because Djokovic always beats him on grass. Hard court at the US or the Australian Open. You'd expect that to be a really good, a really close game, perhaps even going to 5 sets. I mean, we have seen it go to 5 sets before, but Nadal just battered him today.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the normal stuff we'd expect to see. I do just want to do one more quick bit of analysis before we wrap it up. If we say about the serving again, like I said about the body serves, say this is Nadal on his baseline, he's aiming for here. Nadal always, you see, he never goes out wide if the opponent is here and then hopes to spin it back in, because he'll do a body serve because he's a left-hander and it makes it easier. I'm a left-hander, it makes it easier. So you play it down the tee, or you move out to the other side of the split section. Then you play closer to the tee and go like that. So it is very simple. I'd say pretty much on clay that game was won or lost on serving almost. But Djokovic playing poorly, Nadal being the king of clay, came back and equaling, that's key, equaling Federer's record. But for now, from us, it's goodbye.
Goodbye.